All right. So in the last lecture, we left off where we had whoops, over here. We had left off where we had talked about binding actions to functions. Okay. I thought the concept was very cool, and I want to build on that a little bit more in this lecture. So we're going to talk about a multitude of different actions that you can perform. Basically, our left click, our right click, our mouse scroll, and then are the 4 arrow keys. All right. So 7 different functions, and each function will produce a different result. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I just want to show you how this binding process happens. So we have our root is equal to tk, and I'm going to go ahead and create these 7 functions. So our first function is our left click. Okay, there we go. And just print out left, okay, something simple. Now our second, def right click. Pass an event, and then print out right. All right. Then our third is def scroll, I guess, because of the mouse scroll event, and you can say print scroll. And then I'll just do left and right for now. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. So left key and right key. Def left key or left arrow key is fine. Takes in the parameter event again and print out, let's print out left key pressed, okay? And one more, def right key, takes in the parameter event, and it prints out right key pressed, all right? So this is going to be a lot of fun, all right? Looks good. So we now have this stuff. Go ahead and remove this. Okay, we don't need our buttons right now. What I want you to do is I want to create or increase our interface size. Okay, and the way we can do that is calling our geometry function. So if you say root.geometry and then specify what you want it to be, you can change your Tkinter window height and width. So if I want my window to be 500 by 500, I do something like this, where you're using the X to signify times. So root.geometry 500 by 500 will set our window size to be 500 pixels by 500 pixels. All right. And last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and add all of these or bind all of these functions to our root. So root.bind. So let's do the first one, which is going to be, I believe it's click. No, I'm wrong here. Mouse click events. It's going to be left click. So first one is our left click, and go ahead and pass in button 1. Okay, capital B over there. Okay, now after that, we want to pass in which function we want to call, and that's going to be our left click. Cool. Our second is root.bind, and I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. I'm not going to write this over and over again. You can skip ahead if you want, if you know what's happening, but the commands for the left and the right are left and right. Haha. So button 2 is our right click. Button 3 is scroll. This is going to be left. This is going to be right. Let me make sure that those are correct, left and right. Yes, they are. So left and right look good, except what you want to do is you want to call the functions now as well. So left click over here, right click when button 2 is pressed, scroll when our scroll is scrolled, I guess. I'm not sure what to say there. Left key when we have our left arrow pressed, and right key when we have our right arrow passed or pressed. So again, a lot of code, okay? You might have been lost over there, but just take a look, make sure you have everything. Left click, right click, scroll, left key, right key. Root.geometry, we're setting the window's height, and then we're binding all of them to our root. Command S, F5, and we should now see some progress. So my Python launcher has now appeared. Let's take a look. Yay! So first thing you have to notice is that our window size is now 500 by 500. So that's exactly what we wanted, and that's great. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this because you won't be able to see what's happening on my screen, and I'm putting my shell a bit to the left. So you can't see what I'm doing with my mouse and my keyboard, but I'll be saying as I go. So this is my left click. Awesome. This is my right click. Okay. This is my scroll. Actually, for the scroll, you actually have to hit the scroll button. So scroll, that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to hit the left arrow key. Awesome. And the right arrow key. Fantastic. So in this lecture, we learned how we can bind a multitude of what would you say? A multitude of actions to one widget. All right. So we binded all these different actions, left click, left arrow, right arrow, all to our main root, okay? And it's not just root. You can bind it to any widget you want. This could have been a label. This could have been a button. Who knows? Except the main concept I'm trying to get at here is that you can bind as many functions as you want to a widget of any sorts, all right? So awesome job. We learned left key, right key, and are using all three buttons of our mouse. That was a lot of fun, and I'll see you in the next lecture.